Hello, fellow collectors. Back here with another TTM show. TTM stands for Through the Mail. These are Through the Mail autographs. I am still working through this stack here that I gained through February when I took a little vacay. So I'm going to share two today. I'm doubling it up. Trying to decide, should I do these daily shows, one a day or two a day or more like I usually do? But I'm going to go with two today. I have two TTM, two players that played back in the day, the 50s, 60s, the golden age of baseball. First we have Mr. Cloyd Osteen here on the 60 Topps, and we have him here on the 68 Topps with the Dodgers, and here on the 76 Topps for that set we have Cloyd Wilson Osteen. He was born on August 9th, 1939 in Kearney Springs, Tennessee. The time of this video, he's 82 years old. He went to Reading High School in Reading, Ohio, and he was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds as an amateur free agent. Not drafted, he was signed by the Cincinnati Reds. That was before the draft was in place. As an amateur free agent in 1957, he played in the majors from 1957 to 1975, 18 seasons. His nickname was Gomer. Some would say he looks like Gomer Pyle. That's where he got that nickname from. He played with the Cincinnati Reds, the Washington Senators, the core of his career with the Los Angeles Dodgers, played about a season or part of a season with the Houston Astros and the St. Louis Cardinals, and rounded out his career in 1975 with the Chicago White Sox. He won a career 196 games, almost got to the 200 mark, and lost 195. He had a 3.30 ERA. He was, like I said before, the core of his career was with the Dodgers. He won 20 games twice with them. Was part of that 1965 World Series champion Dodgers team. He was a three-time All-Star. He was traded to the Dodgers in 1964 for Frank Howard, which was not a popular trade at time, but he made up for that by pitching pretty darn good with the Dodgers in 65. Although he went 15-15, he had quite a good season, contributed in the World Series, a lot of 1-1 against the Orioles, and a 1-0 loss. Anyways, thank you so much, Mr. Osteen. This is the second time I got back from him. Looking great. Nice to have those back. Thank you, Mr. Osteen. Next here we have a 1-for-1. This took 13 quick days, no fee, out of San Francisco, California. We have Mr. Hobie Landrith. Hobie Landrith. Here on this, what is this? I think that's the 58. And he did answer a few questions, which I'll get to in just a moment. Also, Osteen did as well, which I'll get to both of their questions they answered. This is Hobie Landrith. He was born on March 16th, 1930 in Decatur, Illinois. I probably said that wrong. He's 91 years old at the time of this video. He went to high school at Northeastern High School in Detroit, Michigan. Attended Michigan State University in East Lansing, Michigan. He debuted in the majors with the Cincinnati Reds on July 30th, 1950. He was signed as an amateur free agent in 1949 with the Reds. Debuted at 20 years old. He played through the 1963 season. So he played 14 seasons in the majors. Was a career .233 hitter with 34 homers, 203 RBI. And my Mets fans out there would probably like to know, he was the first selection by the New York Mets in the 1962 inaugural draft. And Casey Stengel was criticized. It's like, why pick a backup catcher as your first pick in the 62 draft? Sanchez Jeff, he said, you have to have catchers, you're going to have a lot of pass balls. That said, the message is you're the first pick on a career backup catcher. On the downside, his career was the first sign that their inaugural 62 season would not necessarily be triumphant. But as an original Met, he did hit .289 in 23 games before trading to the Orioles for the most amazing Met of them all, marvelous Marv Thornberry. But prior to his departure from New York, Hobie did connect for a game-winning home run in the Mets' first victory in franchise history. It was said in a book called Where Have You Gone, Vince DiMaggio? At every stop, he was a hitless wonder who became the manager's right-hand man throughout his career, and he stayed in the majors 14 years. After retired, he spent 1964 season as a coach for the Washington Senators, then used his charm and personality in public relations, and later as a director of sales for 45 Volkswagen dealerships in Northern California. And he now resides, at the time of the writing of this article, in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, near Detroit. Thank you so much, Mr. Landreth. I'll put that right there next to Mr. Osteen. Let's see what they had to say. Landreth, Mr. Landreth, who was your favorite teammate? Willie Mays and Wally Post. Best runner you threw out Stalin, Lou Brock. Any advice for young players? Practice, practice, practice. Great advice, Mr. Landreth. Thank you for answering my questions. And Mr. Osteen did answer a few as well. Who was the best pitcher you coach? He did do some coaching after his career. He said it was a toss-up. Steve Carlton, Nolan Ryan, two of the greats. Lefty, righty. There, he coached them. Any advice for young players? You have to play the game as much as possible to learn yourself and what you're capable of doing. Great advice, Mr. Osteen. Great advice, Mr. Landreth. Thank you for these TTM returns. And I love TTM, don't you? Thank you for joining me. Have a great day or evening, whatever time of day you listen to this. Take care. God bless. Peace.